This is the Zero to Hero podcast. Welcome back. My name is Denny Dumas. I'm your host. Producer Carl is in the house, and today we have a couple guests. This is going to be a little bit of a bonus special episode. We have been talking about this challenge for quite some time. We're going to get into a little bit about the backstory of it, where it came from, what to expect. It's going to be happening on Friday. What is the date on Friday,
March
Carl?
1st.
Friday, March 1st, beginning at 10 a.m. Alex D'Angelo and Steve Ennis. How are you, gentlemen?
Good to be here. Thanks for having me back.
Alex, how are you?
I'm very well. Thank you for having me.
Steve, are you as excited about this as I am? Because I feel like the build-up just keeps going and going. We've been talking about this for a while.
I'm excited, but it goes back 5 years for you, maybe 2 years for me.
Okay.
So I think I'm as excited as you, but it's hard to say.
Okay.
I think this thing has really taken on a shape of its own in the last month. You know, it started as some gibberish at a bar. All of a sudden, there's people I don't even know messaging me being like, "You can do it, man!" Like, who the hell are you? And now there's people coming. Yeah, it's really taken on its own thing.
We'll explain a little better. I guess we've talked about this in a few podcasts. I've more just kind of brought it up and asked people, "Is it possible?" I've thrown it out on Instagram too. This is the 4 Growler challenge. What is the 4 Growler challenge? Alex, give us a little backstory on the 4 Growler challenge, where it began, why it even came up.
Sure. So,
side note, I YouTubed 4 Growler challenge today. All variations of that: Growler challenge, Growler drinking challenge, 4 Growler drinking challenge. All of them. I found nothing. So, according to my YouTube searches, this is the first of its kind.
Great. Sweet. Basically, in Vancouver, craft beer was not always what it is today. Where we are now, people are just obsessed with it. I remember me and you way back in the day, I think it was 2013, because I was working at BMO at the time. I think you were working at the bar at the time. We were talking, and it was one of our first times having a really good craft beer from a growler. And I said something along the lines I think I could probably drink 4 of these. And you're like, "No, you can." I'm like, "Yeah, I can." And you're like, "No, you can't." And I was like, "Okay, one day we're going to do it." And now it's 6 years later, and there's a bunch more people involved, and it's going to happen. And I'm going to prove you wrong, and then probably never drink a beer for the rest of my life.
I'm just going to throw out a disclaimer because I feel like some things are going to be said in the next half an hour or so. I am not necessarily condoning the idea of drinking 4 growlers of beer. If you're watching on YouTube, there are 4 empty growlers in front of you. It's a lot of liquid. It's a lot of beer. I'm just excited about the whole event for us. Seriously, like Steve just said, it feels like a Super Bowl. The build up is crazy, and I'm more just excited to be a part of the event and see how it goes. And we've kind of adjusted some rules in the last couple of weeks to make it more of a local showcase off of local breweries. And so I'm excited about that. But what I know a lot of your friends have been talking about it for a while. So where did this whole build up come from?
Well, basically,
I've known you for 7 or 8 years-ish, and I feel like we've been talking about it for a long time.
Yeah, the build-up it's been man, it's like that Jeopardy game with the mountain man, and I'm the mountain man. I'm about to fall off at the end. It just keeps getting higher and higher, and more people are involved. And it started, you know how I bullshit sometimes? I don't want to get called out on it. You're like, "No, you can't." I'm like, maybe I can't. But now it's to the point where I really do believe I can fly and touch the sky and drink 4 growlers.
It's really interesting because it kind of 4 growlers, it kind of pushes the boundaries a fair bit, but not too far. If you said, 8 growlers in 12 hours, everybody would say, no bloody way. If you said 2 growlers, sure, yeah, no problem. 4 growlers, everybody, even industry insiders, you see them crunching the numbers in their head. It's can he do it? I'm not sure. I think most are on the can-do side, though.
I'd say,
but it's definitely pushing the boundaries.
From what I've heard so far, it's about 90% can. Denny doesn't think I can. Fucking Carl doesn't think I can. And a couple of realtors Denny's works with don't think I can. But other than that, I've had people from breweries reach out to me. I've had friends reach out to me. I've had Denny's business partner reach out to me being like, "You can do it, man." I'm like, "Yeah, I can do it."
From the people I've talked to, it seems like the jury's pretty split.
Okay.
I've talked to people who own breweries. I've talked to my friends who like craft beer. Once you break down the numbers of what you're actually doing, it's a little more intimidating than just being like, "Yeah, I can do 4 growlers." Talking about the ounces, what you're actually putting in your body in 12 hours, It's quite a bit of liquid.
Yeah. So I've run these numbers like many times over the last 6 years.
Yeah.
More recently, ran them very carefully, and I looked at them in different ways, in terms of growlers, in terms of pints, in terms of cans of beer. I'm not scared. The only thing that does make me think twice, it's not so much the alcohol content of the beer, it's simply the volume of beer. It's because we're keeping the alcohol content quite low, or like decent for beer, but it's like a lot of liquid. Like last Tuesday, my dog was sick and I was home and I was like, I just got my soda stream fixed. I'm like, I wonder how much carbonated water I can drink in like 4 hours. It was tough. It was really tough. Like I think in like 4 hours I might have got through like 5 liters. Because each one of the things is 1 liter, and like that was like, ooh, that's enough for me. Like that's my limit, and that's water, and that just goes right through me, right?
Okay, let's break down the numbers for people, because I think people listening right now are thinking, okay, 4 growlers. Yeah, I've had a few beers. I've had a growler times 4. 4 growlers is approximately 22 cans of beer.
That's what got me. I was like, 4 growlers, no problem. 22 beers, I'm not so sure about that.
It's about 7.5 liters of beer.
Yeah.
22 beer cans. That equates to 256 ounces.
Uh-oh, don't do this math on me.
Which is 7,569.92 milliliters of beer.
Yeah, 7.6 liters, yeah.
You're almost 7,600 milliliters of beer.
Yeah, I just ran the carbs. 3,500 carbohydrate, or 3,500 calories.
3,960 calories.
3,500. Yeah. How many carbs was it? Did you get carbs?
No carbs. I don't know what the carbs. Calories was like 3,600 or something. It's like a solid 2 days work in 12 hours.
So you're not having any of those finger foods.
No,
That's for sure.
I have to do some crunches Saturday morning.
Okay, I want to break down the rules of the challenge, because I think this is important. And I think we've gone back and forth a little bit on this, but really I have 4 main rules. And you can add, or we can discuss whether or not these are going to be enforced or not. But I think there should be 4 rules. 1, you need to drink 4 growlers of beer.
It seems pretty apparent, yeah.
In the name of the challenge.
Yep.
You have 12 hours to do so. Each beer has to be a minimum of 5% alcohol, so you can't drink Coors Light.
Yep. And so no like Radlers, nothing like that, okay? That's
minimum fair. 5%.
Yeah.
And the last one is to kind of make this a fun local challenge where we involve a few different breweries. It has to be 4 different breweries and 4 different types of beer. So you can have 1 lager, 1 pilsner, 1 ale, 1 IPA, 1 wheat beer, whatever. 4 different styles of beer. Are there any other rules that you want or think should be included?
First of all, do you agree with those rules? I don't know if you would necessarily agree with all those.
I agree with them as long as we can make it happen. Like, it's going to be hard. Like, I can find a Kolsch, I can find a lager, I can find a pilsner around 5%. But like after that, like we're in the swamp of double IPAs, and that's shit's like where you want to stay away from that, right? Because you want to keep it at the 5% alcohol. It's hard to find a decent, double IPA that's not above 7%.
There's so many options.
You guys know better than me. I just think we need to do our research, and we need to like really pick the right starting lineup.
Have we decided on the 4 breweries?
We had 5 in discussion, but I think, Steve, do we have?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah,
I think we got the 4.
Should we share them?
Just before we share them, I really do think once this podcast comes out, just with these rules and these beers, and like everyone loves beer and everyone loves competition, this is going to have like a cult following by the time we get here on Friday. I have no idea what to expect, but I'm really happy that we have this open door policy. Is that right? We have an open door policy?
Should we like sponsor some sort of thing and like, or should we not because it's alcoholic?
I'll make it a charity thing.
Yeah.
Like everybody puts in $5 a growler.
Like everyone that comes to see the event puts $5 in or something, and then if we have a few $100, we give it to some local charity.
Yeah,
or something.
That would obviously make me feel a lot better about myself doing this. Like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, right? Let's have a positive outcome. There's only one loser here. Either way, I lose. I win, I lose. I lose, I lose. Like
everybody coming over, enter by donation.
Correct.
I like that, but we need to pick a charity. So if something happened or some sort of cause that we can donate to. So maybe as we're going through the podcast, think about it, and if something pops up, mention it.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. I
already got a
donations to mental health or like something, whatever.
Yep.
Mental health. I don't know what it is.
100%.
Okay, I like it. Any other rules? That's it. That's basically it.
My final rule would be I don't want you making any more rules. Like, are those the 4 rules? Because it seems like you just keep adding more. Like, before I thought we could balance out. Like, I thought I could have a 4.5 and a 5.5, and that equals an average of 4.
That was never.
And I thought I could have, hey, let's just line up 4 Pilsners. But now it's like, but if we're just, I agree with these terms if these are the last terms.
We're sure.
Well, the thing is, the last 2 weeks, he's been calling me saying, Denny messaged me and he says I'm not allowed to have showers in those 12 hours.
No.
And I can't
not allowed to go for a walk.
Can't
in
go in the ocean, too.
No, we're going to get into strategy.
God. The ocean. It's my favorite place.
We're trying to showcase local craft breweries, right?
We can do it in the ocean.
So we want to do a few different types of beer.
Okay, yeah.
And it would be pretty boring for you to just drink 4 different Pilsners.
100%, yeah. I get sick of it, yeah.
Okay. I think, so we're going to try to make this as entertaining as possible for other people. And for me and Steve, because we're going to be there watching the whole thing. So tomorrow on my list of things to do is invitation list. And I'm thinking that I can get about 50 people on the invitation list.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. Basically what we want to do between those 12 hours is just have an open door of people coming and going. And I think I'm going to take a selfie with everyone that comes in.
Shit.
It's less than 5 people an hour.
Great quick math. And just
it's a person every 12 minutes. Like, it's a lot of people, man.
We're going to Instagram live a lot of it. I don't know exactly what parts we're going to Instagram live because 12 hours is way too long. Unless people care and want to see it. But maybe like every time you open a growler, we do like a 5-minute Instagram live and just like talk to you about like how you're feeling, what your thoughts are going into this new growler.
My guess it's going to be I'm pretty full, guys. I'm a little buzzed, and I like the taste of this one better than this one. That's what I'm guessing it's going to be.
Maybe you could challenge the brewery to donate to said charity.
Totally. You know what? We can iron out those details in terms of like charity stuff, but I think that'd be pretty cool. Like every brewery that we get a growler from, we'll like ask them to match how much we get or something.
Okay. Cool.
I like it.
You guys, I'm just a guinea pig here. You guys are the masterminds.
Tomorrow we're gonna work on an invitation list, and yeah, I don't know. I think I want to get into like. Okay, Steve, you had an interesting conversation earlier today. So just so you guys know, we have contacted a few local brewery owners and people that work in the industry just to kind of get their opinions on what they think is going to go down on Friday. We talked to a very good friend who works at Strathcona, Chris Hong. What was his thoughts and input into the challenge?
Very interesting advice. He also did the math, reverse engineered how many you should have in every 15-minute span. And he put over that 15-minute conversation, he says he thinks you can do it, but you're going to get pretty sloshed, pretty wasted. But he had like a really good piece of advice that he's talked about this before. Apparently, this is news to me, Canadians typically don't pour their beer properly.
Yes, I watched a YouTube video on this recently.
Yeah, totally. They take the glass, they tilt it, and they just gently pour in to minimize the head.
Am I allowed to pour my own beer here?
For sure. But this is the advice Chonger's given you.
Okay, I just want to make sure I'm listening to this because I'm pouring my own beer.
For sure.
I don't want any more rules coming up. Like, no, you can't pour your own beer.
No. But he says, like, internationally, it's known as like a much more vigorous pour. Like we'll get him to give more specific details, but you really, really want to pour that beer from the growler into the glass really hard. So like a lot of the carbonation comes out of the beer.
Yeah, that's obviously a great strategy for someone's drinking 8 liters of beer.
For sure, but not necessarily intuitive because we always tilt the glass and gently pour it in. I've always done that. I love the carbonation, but he's like, if you're going to have 4, you want some of that carbonation to work itself out of the beer.
Nice, Chonger. Thank you.
So that's
brilliant.
That was basically what the YouTube video told me, is that most people pour beer on the side of the glass, so there's no head. Carbon dioxide is not released from the beer. It's in the beer. So you're drinking the carbon dioxide, which makes you full. Whereas if you pour it straight down and you have a big head and you just like keep pouring as the head goes down, you release the carbon dioxide and you feel less full.
Well, the good thing is I have 12 hours to pour beer, so I can take I can do it 1 ounce at a time if I want.
Anything else from Chonger?
That was it.
Thank you, Chonger. That's
He'll
great.
have more tomorrow for sure, but that was top of his head.
Okay, cool.
Okay. I also called a friend who's been on the podcast, Andrew Proctor. He is one of the partners at Strathcona. his immediate reaction was, yeah, 4 beers, or 4 growlers, no problem. Like, he's gonna do it. He's gonna feel it, but he's gonna do it. And as the conversation went on, his confidence level progressively got worse. And towards the end, he seemed actually fairly hesitant. As we broke down the numbers, he was relaying back to maybe some interesting evenings he's had in his college days and how much he drank at a party or something like that. And his last words to me were, well, wish him good luck.
Yeah, he said, well, wish Alex good luck. Click.
Yeah. Because I think he was a bit hesitant towards the end. So
I think the conclusion from him was, in his college days, no problem. Nowadays, he's a lot less certain.
that was one of the things I wanted.
The problem is, I started this challenge in my college days, right? Is everyone unaware
What took
of
you
this?
so long?
Is everyone
Come
unaware
on.
of this fact? Like, I'm almost 30 now. I'm like, well, like every year this turns into more beer. You know, like our lives move on and we have different focuses. Like in college, yeah, it's great to drink a bunch of beer.
Mm-hmm.
I got a dog. I got to do crunches to burn off 3,500 calories.
I like how you're committing to it, though.
Well, it's
Still
a
gonna
little
do
late
it.
tobacco now, isn't it?
That's true, yeah.
One of the points I wanted to make actually was, in our college days, when in your early 20s, you're fairly invincible, and I feel like the hangovers are much less, and I feel like I could drink a lot more. Whereas recently, in the last year or two, I feel like I'm going to a bar having like 4 beers, and I'm like ready to call it a night. So multiplying that by 6, Alex, I'm slightly concerned, man.
The thing that you guys don't understand is you guys think I'm going into this like some rookie who hasn't been training for 15 years. Also, I'm attacking this like a friggin' scientist, man. I'm like, I have plans, I have strategies, I've ran the numbers. This is going to be done, and it's going to be done well. And the next morning, guess what? I'm going to bring my recorder to your house. I'm going to play you a song when you're hungover. Okay? I still have it. Grade 7, Miss Elliott. I'll do it. And then you'll be like, wow, that guy's a champion. Go for a run, go for a swim.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about strategy. How much thought has gone into the strategy?
Well, 6 years, probably like 1,000 hours, man. I don't know. 200 hours.
Okay, I want to
300
hear
hours.
like the best things that you've come up with, and how likely is it that you're going to stick to this strategy?
Oh, super likely.
So
likely.
you're going to like write it down, very regimented.
Well, I don't need to write it down. Like, I'm not a monkey. I'll remember it.
Okay, so what's the strategy?
So I think one thing is to really, really pace yourself. Like seriously, like it's because it's easy to jump the gun, right? Because like I can easily drink 2 growlers in 3 hours, but don't do that because you're gonna be suffering for the next 9. So I think pacing yourself is important. I think, you know, like obviously there's alcohol in beer, so you want to treat your body right, eat properly. I like putting ice cubes in water or ice cubes in beer. It keeps it cold, and it kind of like, I think for this it'd be good to kind of water it down a bit. I kind of rethought that because I don't really want extra volume in my body.
Adding liquid.
Yeah, adding liquid, right? So, and you know, like I feel like it's 12 hours, and just find the right things to do for the 12 hours. And that's really important. So it's not so much the challenge itself, but the challenge is what to do during the challenge.
So let's start with the actual beer. Have you thought about and decided what 4 styles of beer you want to go with?
Well, yes, the lighter beer. So I want to go with like a lager, a pilsner, a Kolsch, and an ale.
Mm-hmm.
Have you decided or thought about what, in what order you want to drink those?
No, I have not.
Let's talk about that then.
Okay.
See,
Do
to
you think
me,
it matters?
yeah, I think it matters. To me, I think there should be 2 light colored beers and 2 dark colored beers.
I fear the dark colored beers.
No, so I'd say you have a pilsner, a lager, a pale ale, and like a light hazy pale or a hazy IPA.
Yeah.
Such as the Strathcona one. Showed it to Strathcona. Oh, hey up.
Mentally, for some reason, drinking light beer is mentally easier, I think. Like for some reason, like a darker beer takes a bit more toll on you. Like, if I at least me, like for example, you shit on Coors Light 'cause it's a shitty beer. It's piss, but I can drink 100 of them. It's like water, right? It's like a light, watery taste of beer, right? Like, I just find it so much easier mentally to go through a light beer than a dark beer. So probably the strategy would be, to be honest with you now, thank you for this, but it'd be to start with the dark beers and then switch to the light ones.
Really?
I think so.
I would almost go the other way.
The last thing I want, if we're doing this 10 to 10, I do not want to be in a tough place at like 9 o'clock. I do not want to be like one growler of dark beer left at 9 o'clock and have 50 people at my house. That is going to be a shitty situation to be in because everyone's going to be cheering you on. Deange, Alex. I'm like, I can't do this.
Isn't it conventional kind of wisdom to go light to dark? Like you have a light beer after a dark, and it doesn't taste very good. I would not want my last growler to taste like shit. Because I had a heavy beer before.
I'm not worried about taste, to be honest with you.
Really? Really?
Like, oh yeah, for the first 3, maybe. But like,
the tail end, not so much.
it's like I feel like maybe I've thought about this more than you guys have. You're 3 growlers in, like, yeah.
I picture you swishing that last glass, holding it up to the air, letting it breathe. That's how I see it with that last pint.
I'm still unsure of what I want to wear.
Okay, let's get into that because I was thinking about that.
Okay,
should we make T-shirts? Like,
we should see if the breweries who are sponsoring the beer will sponsor with T-shirts.
Will give us a T-shirt.
Yeah, and afterwards we can sell those. More money for charity.
We know a few people.
Mine probably won't. So, what does it smell like? Oh, it smells like sweat and beer. You want it, kids?
It doesn't smell worse than that. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Have you thought at all about nutrition? Like what and what times to eat?
Basically, my I don't know how to say this. My research on nutrition has been studying Japanese hot dog eaters. How the hell does a 160-pound man eat 40 hot dogs? And you have a 400-pound American beside him. He's stuck at like half that. You know what it is, man? It's because they crush rice. Their stomach expands, and they can just go through it, right? So I feel like I'm gonna prepare a lot on Wednesday and Thursday, physically and mentally. Saturday is gonna be a big day for me. But Friday itself, I think it's going to be mostly just the challenge.
What are you going to do to physically and mentally prepare a couple days before?
Meditate, yoga. I'm going to write poetry. I'm going to stretch. I'm going to go for some runs. I feel like after I run, my body just craves calories. So like maybe like some really, really heavy workouts on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Hopefully like my body's super sore Friday and I just, Alex, give me calories, please. But not all this beer, please. So we'll see how that works out.
You gonna starve yourself on Thursday?
No, I'm gonna eat everything I can.
Just normal?
Yeah.
So you didn't answer the question of what you plan to eat during.
Nothing.
You're not gonna eat anything?
No. This wasn't my game plan.
So I did some Googling today.
Well, eat like before and after, but like not during. Like how the hell am I gonna fit more stuff in my body? My body's only so big. It's a finite amount.
I did some Googling and basically my searches were how to sober up. Most of them involve eating. Eating is one of the things. Drinking water, drinking sports drinks, pain relievers. In none of the articles that I read that said, after 3 growlers of beer, what should you do next? None of them said, drink a 4th growler.
Yeah. Science, I'll get you. Yeah, I don't know. I got to go back because I know one of the things I want to do is cook because I want to have a productive day. So I want to cook, do some meal planning, stuff like that. But I just don't want to waste any space because there's so much beer, right?
Chonger made a suggestion, actually. He said a 10-pound bag of pizza bites.
Yeah, that's going to be
just like every hour on the hour, put 10 more in the oven.
I know if you got pizza bites there, Chonger will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I'm going to have a hard no on the pizza bites. I think
Chonger's going to be so disappointed.
If I was going to eat something, I think it would probably be something like super light, like a salad or like chicken breast or like some avocado toast on like a lighter toast.
Speaking of calories, you were talking about doing some squats earlier.
Yeah.
Some crunches.
Yep.
Jumping jacks.
100%. Yeah, like the thing is, this is like either like a podcast, like everything else. To people who are viewing, it's going to be compressed, right? Absolutely no one in their right mind, besides for you two idiots, are going to watch this for 12 hours, right? I don't even want to watch this for 12 hours. Yeah, like there's a lot of time to kill. So I have 12 hours to kill. So I have a lot of stuff planned to try to get through it.
Let's hear those plans. Hold on. First of all, so we're starting at 10 a.m.
Is that the official start time?
Official start time,
okay.
10 a.m.
It's pretty early.
What do you plan to do in the morning? What time are you going to get up? Do you have a routine that you're going to go through?
Great question. So obviously I took the day off work. Clearly, right? I'm not going to be sitting there answering emails and calls on Friday. So Friday morning is going to be a super early morning. I'm going to try to get through all my emails and my phone calls super early, get everything done for the day. And then it's going to be like probably one hard workout, a small meal. And I just want to go, like for me, it's mostly mental. Like I feel like, and again, it's the volume I'm worried about. It's not the alcohol content. It's the volume. It's like, I got to mentally accept the fact. Like, you know what? You want to hear something? I was in Edmonton last month and I was with a team of women curlers and they were describing to me childbirth. And I was like, I never thought of it. Wait, stick with me on this one.
It's a dangerous topic.
Yeah, I never thought of it before. And then one of them said, like, imagine a turkey coming out of you. I'm like, oh, I've never actually thought of the volume of something like that before in your body. And now I'm looking at that freaking growler and it's not that much smaller than a small turkey. There's 4 of them. So I'm like, and they were saying like, yeah, like you guys don't even understand. Like now I'm starting to think like, yeah, that's like a lot of volume. That's a lot of volume. So for me, it's going to be
This challenge is going to be like childbirth. Won't be that bad.
It's going to be, it will not be like childbirth, but it'll be like having 4 children in my stomach throughout the day.
Oh boy. All right, let's move on from that.
Carl, you could probably edit that part out. But
That one might get you in a little bit of trouble.
You've got 12 hours throughout the day.
Yep.
4 growlers are going to be involved. What else do you plan to do to keep busy, take your mind off it?
So,
because I know what Steve and I are doing.
Yep.
Steve and I are watching all 8 Harry Potter movies in a row.
Totally.
Okay, well, I was going to watch Seinfeld, so I don't know what the hell you guys are going to watch those on. Okay, a couple things I need to do. Obviously, I have the dog, so I'm going to have to do at least 2 hours of walking in that 12 hours. What's so funny? What the? What's so funny? It's a dog. It needs to be walked.
Yeah, there's going to be 50 people coming over throughout the day.
Well, it's
they
going
can
to be
take
like
him for a walk.
Forrest Gump when he's running and everyone's following him. I'll be Forrest. I'll be walking. Everyone's going to go, Forrest, go. Boom. Done. I want to do some cooking. I want to bake some bread possibly. Make some appetizers. I do like baking.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah. Like something I like. Like the thing is, I want to be as productive as I can given the situation, right? So, like I want to do like my spring cleaning. You guys can do whatever you want because like I'm gonna have a pint. I'm gonna be like, hey, well, there's my pint for the hour, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna vacuum the whole goddamn house. I'm gonna clean all the walls. I'm gonna clean the solarium. I'm gonna come back and have another pint. I'm gonna do everything. And while you guys are sitting there laughing at me, you're gonna be sitting in a very clean apartment.
Oh my god,
it's pretty funny, but it's true. Anyway, so that's one of the things. So I want to be as productive as I can. Got to take care of the dog. I want to do some cooking. I was planning on watching Seinfeld, but I'm super down with Harry Potter as per usual. Work is not going to be taking place that day. Thankfully, it's a Friday and the hours are 10 to 10, which work out quite well. Steve, I actually might just forward my phone to yours.
I'll be on it.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Perfect. So that's taken care of. Yeah, like I didn't know this many people are going to be coming over, so I feel like I have to prepare some other things.
I feel like 50 is ambitious, but we're going to set a pretty good invitation list out tomorrow.
I was talking to Steve the other day about things I like to do after having a few drinks, and one of them was to pop bubbles on bubble wrap. And I just got a shipment from Quebec, and I have like a 1 yard by 1 yard thing of the giant bubbles. You shoot these things, they sound like goddamn gunshots in the house. I cannot wait to be 3 growlers in and go through every single one of them and see what you guys do.
Is there anyone you'd really like to see on the invite list? Out of the ordinary. Of course, your mom's going to be invited. Marco.
Yeah,
bro,
I think.
Or your sister.
Maybe the invite for
Bank
Burn.
of Montreal.
No.
Anybody?
I think the Burn invite for the mother should be maybe earlier in the evening, like maybe around like 3 or 4. You know what I mean? And then no one, like, I love all people. So anyone who wants to come and support, especially if they're donating, like, you come and give $5 or $10. Let's hang out, man. I'll give you some bruschetta. I will give you some chicken wings. And I'll have a beer with you. Yeah, it'll be great.
What would you say your biggest fear about the 4 Growler challenge is?
Oh, it's simply looking at these little turkeys. Like, the volume is just like so much. It's like, well, like, the first thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to lie to you. When I get home tonight, I've just thought of this now. I am going to plug my sink with the little, whatever the hell it's called.
Plug?
Is it called the plug?
Called the plug,
Stopper?
yeah.
The stopper, yeah.
Stopper, okay.
And I'm going to go get myself a growler. I'm going to fill it up 4 times and pour it into the sink. Because I want one value. Like, one value. Like, could I bathe a child in this? Is it that much water? You know? Could I drown if I tripped in this amount of water? Would I die? So that's kind of I want to do that and see how much. But yeah, it's the volume. It's not so much the alcohol content. It's just a lot of, like, carbonated liquid. A lot. 64 fluent ounces each.
Yeah, 64 times 4.
So what is that?
256 ounces.
That's an aggressive number.
What do you think of me and Steve being involved? I mean, we're going to be there throughout the day.
Yeah, like, if I'm honest, I don't think it's really the best for me to have you guys there. Like, I think it'd be better doing it by myself because I just can't see any way that you guys are going to help make this easier. Happy to have friends there. Like, I'm happy that I have proof that it's been done, and after 6 years, we can bury the hatchet and I can move on with my life without this little, like, rain cloud over my head. I was like, can you do it, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy to have you guys there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Have you thought
Yeah,
about
I got one for you.
Okay.
And we talked about this on the way over. Alex, are you at all concerned about a Denny sabotage?
Ooh, that's a
yeah.
fair question.
We debated an 11th hour punch in the gut.
Oh, because throwing up is one of the rules, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, especially if he's had a couple pints. Of course I'm afraid. Like, because, you know, when you get drunk, you like to pick me up and throw me around and just bully me, basically.
That's only happened a couple times.
Hey, I don't... Yeah, but you have to be... Like, if you do... Okay, can we have this... This is on record. We are being recorded. If he does that, he has lost... I have won the challenge. Because obviously it's going to be easy to pick me up like a martini shaker. Ugh, when I've had 4 growlers of beer in me. And be like, oh, yeah, you got sick. No shit. Jesus Christ, yeah. I'll hit you with a car after drinking 256 ounces of beer. You're going to get sick.
No physically touching Alex after Growler 2.
Just don't fuck with me. Don't fuck with the dog. Don't screw with my apartments. Don't do anything bad to me. That's all you got to do. And I'll be fine.
Speaking of the dog, what is Archie's plan throughout the day?
God, I love that guy. I really love that dog. I think I'm going to walk him for at least 2 hours. But I think going into the 4th growler, I might pawn him off to my parents for the night. Or Steve can take care of him for the night. Especially if people are coming and going all day. Like, he just loves people so much. He's going to be so excited. Everyone who comes in, he's going to be like, oh my God, it's my best friend. Number 36. So, like, in the morning, it's going to be quite easy. But I think in the evening, we'll pawn him off to someone. Most likely my parents when they come, if they come at 3 or 4, just to donate and cheer their son that they're probably super proud of on. Yeah, look at you guys. Like, oh, you guys are all a bunch of idiots. They'll probably take Archie at that time. Love that guy.
In the last couple of weeks, you've thrown out the idea of a couple field trips throughout the day. The beer is staying with me because I want to make sure that it gets drank.
As long as you make sure it's cold too.
But you're allowed to leave and go wherever you want. Of course it'll be cold. Are you still planning on doing these field trips? And where?
Well, I'm going to say pretty early on, driving's not going to be an option. So it's probably...
No, but we've got some DDs who are open to taking you where you need to go.
Yeah, like, again, it's about being productive, right? Like, I'm going to piss away, no pun intended, an entire day. Like, yeah, let's go see some shit. Like, I'd like to go to the aquarium. Will they let us in with a growler? Probably not. I don't know. Like, I'd like to go maybe to the ocean. I like to look at animals and shit. Go to the beach, go for a nature walk. Yeah, it would be great to go out of the house. I want to clean the whole house. I want to bake a bunch of stuff and cook a bunch of stuff. And when shit hits the fan, I want to go to the ocean.
So you're still planning to go to the ocean?
Yeah, it's only like, what, half a kilometer from a kilometer north of my house. It's going to be
Just
cold.
go take a quick swim, come back?
Well, like, yeah, like, I think it's going to be super refreshing.
Kind of like a James Garbett -3 morning swim.
Not quite like that. 'Cause the ocean's definitely a lot warmer than that. But it'd be like a way to like also like just I think revitalize is what I'm looking for. I might need like at some point you might need that little shot of adrenaline to like just push you over the finish line.
Steve, do you have anything else?
I got one thing.
Okay.
Alex, you're a huge soccer fan, and I know a big part about that soccer is strategy. And you never unleash all of your strategy up front.
It's
You
true.
always kind of keep something in your back pocket just to put you over the edge. Is there anything you're holding on to that you don't want to tell me, you don't want to tell Denny? You don't have to tell us,
Yeah,
but maybe
so
allude to it, maybe.
There are some things. And we're going to keep those in the chest. And if you guys are there on Friday, you can see them. But there are a couple little tricks up my sleeve, so to speak.
Game changer trick.
I wouldn't say game changer, but little like, think of Mario Kart where you get one of those little booster things, like just a really quick, like,
Like the Chonger Vigorous Pour, along those lines.
yeah, like there's so many little. I think this is going to be all. It's like this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So doing the small things right throughout the day, and I think it's gonna. I honestly think we're gonna get to 10 o'clock. I think we're gonna be at 9:30. I'm gonna have all 4 growlers down. You guys are gonna have had the time of your life, and I'm gonna have to drive you all home. But I'm not going to. But I'll call the cab for you guys and send you guys home. But I really, I don't see it being a problem. If it is a problem, that's going to suck because I feel like if it becomes a problem, it's going to be a big problem really quickly. But I feel like it shouldn't be too big of an issue. You know what I mean? Just timing. Like throughout the day, it's 1 pint of beer every 50 minutes. That's not that much.
You got this.
I think so. I've had a lot of support. A lot of people being like, yeah, you got this.
I have a lot of witnesses.
Yeah. Like, listen, the worst thing that can happen is this doesn't happen. And we're doing this stupid podcast 20 years later, and I'm almost 50. And it's like, yeah, now we have 1,000 people coming to your house. You have to drink 4 growlers. And I'm like almost in a wheelchair at this point. Like, that is not what I want. You know, let's just get it over and done with. Let's have some good beers. We'll have some laughs. We'll have some good food. Hopefully some really good people come over, which would be great because I love seeing people. Hopefully Archie has a good time, and you guys have a good time, and I'll have a good time. And Saturday morning, Deange and his recorder on your guys' front step like a little leprechaun.
Have you thought about the next day?
Yeah. It's the Whitecap season opener at 3 o'clock. So regardless, I'm going to have to be in good shape by like noon. So we're going to do it all over again. No, I'm just kidding. I'll probably take it pretty easy that game. To be honest with you, you want to hear something kind of shitty? The next day, the football team I support, Tottenham Hotspurs, has the biggest game of the season against their arch rival Arsenal Gunners, and the game starts at 5 a.m. And I have never missed this game in probably the last 6 years. I think it's 5 a.m. Let's check it out. It's going to be an early morning for me. I might just like keep it going throughout the night, but it's going to be. Well, seriously, I'm not going to go to.
Should we have a backup 5th growler just in case?
No, God, no. Keep a 5th growler. You take everything away. And if after 4 growlers, I'm like, I got to watch the Spurs, guys. You say no. You say, nope, time for bed. The game on Saturday is. Oh, come on, be gentle, please. March 2nd. Oh, shit. 4:30 a.m. So yeah, so I'll be up at 4:30 watching the game. Probably have a nap afterwards, run the dog, and then head out to the Whitecaps game. But I don't. Oh, you want to do the podcast, so it's gonna be a busy day the next day.
We're doing a podcast.
Wow, yeah, that's gonna be a
just post game interview. We want to know how it went.
Oh, it's gonna be a big day.
Want to know what went through your head? Was there any moments of doubt, etc.? What's your confidence level going in?
Out of 100?
Yeah, because it seems like early on when the 4 growler challenge came out, you were like, "There's literally no chance I don't do this."
Yeah,
it seems like it's wavered a little bit recently.
Yeah, the experts jumping on the panel, they'll fuck with your confidence a bit. Like when Andrew Proctor says, "Yeah, he's gonna be hammered." Fuck, like that's a guy who knows, right? So, no, I'm not too worried. It's obviously like a lot of volume. I'm looking at these growlers here that were very conveniently placed in front of me, like 10 minutes before we started this thing. And it's a lot. But I'd say out of 100, do you mean my confidence that I'm going to have fun or my confidence that I'm going to complete it?
Let's go both.
Okay. Confidence of having fun, I'm going to say 79. Confidence of completing, I'm going to say 96.
That confident, hey?
Yeah. I say, unless something drastic happens, I see no situation that this doesn't happen. I honestly think, and I'm not saying this to fuck with anyone. I think like if I really just didn't give a shit, I could probably do 6. If I really didn't give a shit. But I think 4 is very fair. And I think it keeps it kosher. Is kosher the right word, Steve? I don't even know what that means.
That's correct.
Okay, keeps it kosher. Yeah. So like it keeps it like, you know, is it a challenge? Yes. Is it gonna, you know, am I gonna have to, you know, drink water for the next 6 weeks straight and have some sort of small surgery? No, it's gonna be fine.
Okay, I got one hole I think I've identified in the rules.
Of course,
This isn't a question. I just want everything to be out in the open.
Okay.
It's not necessarily a question for you, Alex, but a question for Denny.
Man, I'm ready.
Okay, picture this. 12:01. Alex polished off his last pint.
Why 12:01?
10:01.
I'll get to it.
Okay.
Well, 12 hours.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so the 12-hour mark.
Yeah.
So the 11-hour 59 mark, Alex swallows his last gulp of beer. He's celebrating. Everybody's happy. 2 minutes later, 12 hours, 1 minute, he throws up all over his apartment.
Oh, shit.
Loss.
What?
There's zero vomiting involved.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that, to be honest.
0, so like the next
So
morning he
much
throws
beer.
up.
Ooh.
We had these rules have to be set, I think.
I think 0 vomits.
That's a challenge. That's awesome.
Again, you guys are so focused on the alcohol. I'm just focused on the volume.
I just want to make sure the rules are followed.
So what are you going to do? Sleep with me, Denny? Is that what you're going to do? You're going to stay over?
Archie will know.
Oh, yeah, Archie will know. You probably would, that son of a bitch. Tell me
So
down.
no throwing up, no vomiting.
I think that was like the earliest rule.
Yeah, fair enough.
4 growlers
I
without
agree with
vomiting.
I guess anybody can drink a shit ton of beer and then just throw it up. Any asshole can do that. Takes a real man to keep it down.
Yeah, I think that's totally fair.
I'm excited for the event, Alex. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have a good time. I think we're going to have some very entertained people that come through the house that day.
But entertained by who?
I'm sure I'll be entertaining. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of music
I think just
going,
the-
or
I
the
think
TV
just being
going.
involved with the
It'd be a
event.
good vibe.
I think it's going to be a fun event.
I should break out my record player.
100%.
Sure, we get some dancing.
I like dancing.
Totally. Push all the furniture to the side of the walls.
Yeah, we can do
Because in
that.
the morning, likely Steve and I are going to be working. So like the first 4 hours is not going to be fun. The first Instagram live video is literally going to be just like, hey, we're at the 4 Growler Challenge. What up? But like the 4th or 5th one could be real good.
Yeah. I again, everyone's a winner except for me. Like if I win, I lose. I lose. I lose. Like, I said that from the beginning. But I feel a lot better that there's some sort of charity involved. It makes me feel a lot better about it.
Carl, final thoughts? Do you think you can do it? Carl's changed his opinion. Earlier in the week, he said no. Steve, final thoughts?
I'm sticking with yes. I think he could even crank up the percentages a little bit, still handle it.
But we're not
I
going
think he's
to.
got the no.
Okay.
Should we
I think
alter
he's
the
got
rules
it.
that Denny gets to pick 1 growler?
No. What?
I like that.
Wait, hold on. My 5th rule was no more goddamn rules. And it didn't even last 20 minutes.
I think that's pretty boss. Like imagine sticking it
But you
in
can
Denny's
set some
face.
rules. You can set some rules for my growler.
No more rules.
Think of the bragging rights you'd have over Denny for like a good 50 years.
See?
Well, Danny,
You
how
pick the
long are you
last
going to live
brother.
for again?
Sorry, 100 years.
I got
80 years.
113 years.
Okay, I'm going to say I got at least 83. I don't know. So that's
I got E3 left.
okay. Well, I got
I'm almost
83 in
30.
general. So, so
Do you
So
want
you
those
got
bragging
53
rights? This is the
left.
key. Do you want those bragging rights?
no, I want to win. Idiots.
Of course, he would pick a 12% beer, though, to be totally
No. It's not going to be rude. It's just going to be like a really good beer. A beer that I like.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pick a 9% beer, Alex.
Mystery Denny beer,
It'd
max
be like-
7%.
It'd be like a 6% beer that I just love. Literally, it'd be a hazy IPA because those are my favorites.
From Strathcona?
That's one of them, but that's 5.5. No, the Pale Ale's 5.5.
I think I just don't want, like, this is it. Okay, man. Think of me as like the road runner, and I'm going straight. I don't want Wile E. Coyote coming out of nowhere with a 7% growler and killing me.
All I'm trying to do with this is put a touch of doubt in your head because you seem too confident going in. So going in, I just want there to be a little bit of hesitation.
I feel like I'm one person.
Almost with the unknown of what's in the growler. You're like, oh, fuck, what am I going to open
mystery
last?
growler.
And it has to be drank last.
You'll wrap it up. You'll have no idea what it is.
It'll be in the present. This could be a good new...
The reason I'm confident is because I'm very calculated with how I do things, and I'm very aware of my abilities, what I can and can't do. I know 4 growlers, 5 to 5.5%. It's going to be a fucking walk in the park. You start introducing double IPAs and fifth growlers and punches in the stomach and nick my dog. Yeah, I'm going to fail.
Nobody's taking Archie.
Better not. I might take it myself. Who knows after the fourth one.
Okay, so Carl says yes. Steve says yes. Adam on my team says no. Lucas on my team says no.
When I talked to Adam earlier, he's like, I just said that. So I actually believe in you.
Jamie said yes.
Jamie said yes.
Andrew Proctor's on the fence.
He said yes.
He was pretty hesitant.
He said yes.
I'm like 50. I go back and forth. I think you're going to do it. I would prefer if you fail, but I think you're going to... No, I'm just kidding. I think you're going to do it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think we're going to have a wicked day.
Jonger said yes. I think Jonger said yes.
Stronger said yes.
Jordan said yes this morning.
Yep. Jordan Cahill.
Yeah.
That's right. He was on your side.
Any final thoughts on the 4 Growler Challenge, Alex?
No, I think that it's this type of thing that just like... There's been so much anticipation. I've spent hundreds of hours of my life. If I would have taken that, I could have learned to play goddamn guitar by now. If I would have put that much energy into something more productive. 200 hours. How long to pay Mary Had a Little Lamb on the piano? I don't know. I could do it though. But yeah, it's been too much time going into this. I feel like it's going to be a great day. I'm super happy now charity's involved. And I think everyone's going to have a lot of fun. I hope a lot of people come by to say hi. And I hope you guys don't trash my place after you drink half the beer.
I'm looking forward to Friday. Guys, feel free to tune into some Instagram live videos that day. Just kind of giving updates throughout the day. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to ask any questions to Alex throughout the day, or comment, or give him some encouragement. I will share them with him 100%. What do you want to say, Alex?
I want the encouragement to come directly to me because it's not going to make its way to me.
You're forwarding your phone to Steve, though.
Not Instagram. Just tell him to Instagram me.
Hit us up on Instagram. Watch the Instagram live videos. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a few beers that day. Producer Carl's going to drop by.
March 1st. Can be great.
Friday, March 1st, 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. That's all we got.
Unreal. I'm looking forward to it, boys.
Looking forward to it.
Great way to kick off the spring.
Let's just end on that.